Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and show me love and support me. And today I am doing my March haul. I'm sure that you guys saw the thumbnail. The thumbnail was because I have unofficially been on a no-buy, and not a no-buy, a low-buy. And I really did not do good this month. I didn't do very well at all. So, sorry, Hannah Louise Poston, but I just have not done a very good job this month. A lot of it is because as a lot of you know, I changed my job, and when I changed my job, the whole scheme of what I was able to wear was no longer within my scheme to some extent. While I can still wear some of the black blouses and the gray blouses that I had at Starbucks in my new life, I can't wear some of the more casual of those blouses. I also cannot wear the blues that were making up a very large area of my closet. The colors I'm allowed to wear are oranges, pinks, and purples, and while I have a few purples, I don't have any orange and hardly any pink at all, because I'm not a pink lover. I love pink on my face, but I'm not a huge pink wearer. I think I have like 1 or 2 shirts that are pink. So I did have to buy quite a bit of clothing for my new job. I also had to purchase 3 new pairs of slacks because the slacks that I wore to Starbucks were kind of trashed. They had, you know, stains on them. There was bleach on them. There was a plethora of, you know, stains on those slacks, and I can't wear that to my new job. The other thing is at Starbucks, my shoes were flat and mostly tennis shoes or like work appropriate non-skid type shoes. So I did purchase another pair of heels. I do have heels from what I call my previous life, when I used to do multi-level management before and dressed in business casual, and will continue to use those heels, but I did buy one new pair of heels as well. With that being said, I do not have all those clothing items up here to show you guys, but that made up a good majority of the things that I hauled this month, in addition to the fact that part of my new life is going to be traveling again, and my current set of suitcases is kind of held together with duct tape, and I'm going to be doing some flying, and that's not TSA safe. So I did purchase a whole new set of luggage. I did purchase the carry-on clear up to the larger size, so 3 new suitcases that I can use for my travels in my new job. I do have the carry-on version here. I'm going to show you what that looks like. This is the carry-on version of the new luggage I purchased. It is all made by Guess, and it is like this nice like vinyl with the Guess G's imprinted in here. Has a nice front pocket. They all have this zipper here, which is the expander zipper, and then of course the opening zipper, because they need to open. And the inside of all of them is this dark red tone. This guy does still have stuff in it because I'm a slacker and didn't unpack. But they all have handles and wheels, and they're all just beautifully held together, not by zebra print duct tape. So yeah, I did buy those. Those were also pretty expensive, but I did purchase them from Ross, so they were far less expensive than they could have been had I purchased them elsewhere. And I had this set and another set picked out. The other set was much more expensive than this one, and it was hard cased, and I don't really prefer the hard case ones because they don't expand at all, or the ones that I was looking at didn't expand at all. So I was concerned with how much stuff I was going to be bringing on these trips and what kind of room I was looking at. Those items were the lifestyle items that I did purchase, and those were actually more of a necessity than they were frivolous spending. When I did my February haul, I told you that I was going to have a Sephora order coming in March because I needed to purchase another one of my foundations, which I did just that. I purchased my Holy Grail foundation, which is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation in the shade Warm Nude. That is my all year round shade. I do deepen it up in the summers with bronzer, or I lighten it up in the winter with another foundation, or my concealers do a good job of helping me lighten it up as well. The only thing I do not like about this foundation is it is hugely matte. I am a dry skin person, but I love how this sits on my face. It isn't necessarily, you know, full coverage. It does say is a transfer resistant medium coverage. I do find that it doesn't transfer at all. I can wipe my face and don't have makeup all over my hands. I do love that about this foundation for sure. And it lasts on my skin all day long. I don't have to worry about it traveling or messing up or disappearing off of my face. It does sometimes, dependent on my allergies or being sick, disappear from my nose because I'm constantly wiping it. Once in a while it will also disappear from my chin area from like eating or whatnot, but that is a me thing. That's not a this thing, and I can easily touch it up with a powder if I want to, but I don't use powders. I did have to purchase this. I also had to purchase this. It is a brand new Cinema Secrets makeup brush cleaner. You will see in my empties, it is in my other one of these, is in my empties for the month of March. I emptied it rather quickly, so I needed to make sure I picked up another one of these before I no longer had any to use. I do use this every single time I use my brushes. I use this to clean my brushes. It is a quick drying, rinse-free formula that has this vanilla scent, but it's more chemical vanilla than it is actual vanilla, but I do love it. It is the best brush cleaner I have ever come across, so I do purchase this in the giant dude because I use it so much. So then we're running into this place of things that I did not have to purchase. In the realm of things that I did not have to purchase, I believe I told you guys that I was going to pick this up. This is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and this is the travel size of this. It is just a smaller size. I did have a super tiny sample size version of this that was about a third. I want to say it was a third of the size of this that lasted me for 4 weeks. And every single time I put anything on top of it, it was so beautiful. I would be interested to try the e.l.f. one that is Jeffree Star approved as its dupe, but when I went looking for this guy, I did try to look for the e.l.f. one first, and the e.l.f. one has been sold out for weeks. I haven't tried lately, so I think I might try again on that. If it is indeed a dupe, that would be fabulous, because this little tiny guy was $20. And the full-size version is $55, I believe, which I have a hard time spending just because it's a primer. And my current Holy Grail primers are the Laura Geller Spackle primers, and I pay $30 for those, and they last me, 2 months. But if the little tiny sample size of this guy, that is a third of this guy's size, lasted me 4 weeks, I have to assume that this guy is going to last me 12. And if that's the case, then the full-size guy will last me much longer than my current Laura Geller primers do, and that might have to become my new Holy Grail product. But I love this primer, so I did go ahead and pick up a travel size version of that. I want to see how long the travel size lasts. I do not think that that's a better value than the full size, but I do want to see how long that guy will last me, considering that the one that was a third of its size lasted me for 4 weeks. So we'll see. The next thing I bought that I didn't need is this, and I'm sure that you guys saw this in my blush and bronzer drawer collection video that was just posted not that long ago. This is the Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and Glow palette. It is more of a glow palette than it is a blush palette, but this is the outside of it. I just find it to be so pretty with that coral. Reminds me of spring. And then you open it up, it does have a very nice size mirror. And then these are the products inside of it. This is cream and this is cream, so there is a little flap here that pulls down so that you can get to the product, but while you're not using them, the flap goes up so that the powders don't find themselves going into the cream products, which I feel is amazing. I did have this in my basket and had in my basket, and it remained on my loves list since the day it came out, to be honest. The red blush kind of scared me a little bit, but then I watched Mel Thompson's video on it and thought, I have to have it. It was just so beautifully applied to her face and it just looked amazing. And watching Natasha Denona's videos on it, I have two different perspectives on how to use this product, and both perspectives look beautiful. And I like darker blushes, so I'm super excited to use this product. I haven't used it yet, I haven't even dipped into it. The next thing I have, if you guys don't know, highlights are my favorite. This is the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Foil Freestyle Highlight Palette. This is what it looks like right here. It is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. It is a pretty big palette. You guys can see in conjunction to my hand, it is a pretty big palette. Then you open it up and it does have a nice mirror on it. But then these are the products here. I love that these pan sizes are really big pan sizes. I feel like these would be also beautiful eye colors as well. I feel like these shades here will probably be more of like everyday kind of shades. This one is going to be a really icy shade. It looks a little bit duochromy in the pan. These are going to be kind of out of the box shades. This one might end up being like a blush topper or an eyeshadow. It does appear pretty dark. This one I'm super intrigued by. It is beautiful. They do have quite a bit of glitter in them. My very favorite highlighter though is my Fenty Beauty Kilowatt eyeshadow or highlight duo in Lightning, Dust, and Fire Crystal. Every single time I wear that highlight I get compliments, and while these do seem to be a little more glittery, I do also own the Diamond Dust one that is also just so beautiful on my face. So I'm excited to try these guys out. And then the last thing I picked up was this guy. It is my very first Pat McGrath palette. It is the Pat McGrath Mothership 2 Sublime palette. I love this. This palette is so heavy. So for starters, this is the packaging that it comes in, and I love this packaging. I love that this lady is on here with just like half her face, and then when you open it up, like the whole look continues throughout the whole packaging. And I love the little gold bees on her lips. Like I'm allergic to bees. Maybe that's why I'm drawn to it. But I just feel like everything about this palette is so worth it. You open it, so the outside of the packaging is this like beautiful black, like lacquer, hard plastic, whatever. And these are like gold stamped in here, which I'm sure if you guys have a Pat McGrath palette, you already know this. The whole back of the palette is gold, and again, these are hand stamped on here. And it just says, Mothership, use with caution, shade throwing and eye ecstasy may result with prolonged use. I thought that that was so freaking cool. And then you open it up, the mirror is beveled. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then these are the shades. I love this palette. I'm going to scooch over just a little bit because I'm going to think about putting a picture in here of me using this green shade right here in an eye look, and it just was stunning. These all like blend together like no man's business, like a dream. Like they do it all on their own. You hardly have to do anything. A person who knows nothing about makeup could probably use this palette and have a beautiful eye look out of it. What I think is really interesting is this shade I have not used yet. And straight in, you guys see it as pink, but from the side, I see it as gold. So it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful duochrome. This shade right here, straight in, you guys see as gold, and I can see from the side as like this salmony pink color. So I'm like super interested in those two colors. I haven't used them yet. I have used this one. This is the green that straight in, you guys see as green. From the side, it looks purple. It's just so weird to me, the magic of these shadows. This is a beautiful brow bone color, and I don't typically use like matte shadows as brow bone colors, and this one does have a little bit of like glitter, it appears in it, but it is a beautiful brow bone shadow. I love this palette. I love everything about this palette, and am not sorry that I spent the money on it. Finally, this palette has been calling my name since it first came out, and I have held off and held off, and I'm so sad that I held off for so long, because it is just an amazing palette. But had I not held off for so long, I might own 2 or 3 Pat McGrath palettes at this point. But I do have to say, there's not one that called my name like this one did. So, and that one has been in my loves list for at least a year. Next I have these, and I almost forgot about these. My daughter who's in here reminded me of them. And they are Pat McGrath lip glosses. So this wasn't actually something that I purchased. I got these from one of my partners on my very last day of work. And I love said partner so very much. And we share this deep rooted passion for makeup and all things makeup. These are 3 Pat McGrath lip glosses. They are the Lust lip gloss shades, and this one is Bronze Temptation. I think this is the only one I have not worn yet. It's so pretty. This one is called Flesh, and this is a really beautiful tone of brown. I really love this color, and these lip glosses are not bad either. They're not super sticky, or they don't like meander all over your face, which some lip glosses tend to do. And then there's this one, which is called Flesh Fantasy. It's weird. And it is just a really pretty nude color that goes over any lip liner that I put on top of it beautifully, or underneath it beautifully. So these are wonderful, and she gave me this set for my last day at Starbucks, and I love them. I didn't pay for them, but they do belong in my haul for this month. So then the other day I went to Marshall's. I was at my new job location, and I went to the Marshall's next door and picked up this guy. This is the BH Cosmetics Royal Affair eyeshadow palette. This is what the outside of it looks like, and the inside looks like this. You know, here's the thing. Like, man, this palette really is full of like all these shades of poopy brown. But for whatever reason, this palette has been one that since it came out, I've wanted to pick up, but I just didn't want to spend the full price on it. I believe it's only like $20, but I just didn't want to spend $20 on it. So it was like, wait till it goes on sale, wait till it goes on sale. I found it at Marshall's for $7, so I picked it up. I love this green shade here and this blue shade here. Maybe those are the 2 reasons why it's always called my name. But, I mean, it's even got, like, some warmness to it. It's got some cool tones in here. Like, I am excited. I would venture to say that this is a hugely cool tone palette. And I don't really have a lot of cool tone eyeshadows in my collection. So, it does say that it is Regal Opulence palette. Featuring a range of rich neutrals, precious gemstones and vibrant metal shades and buttery matte and lustrous shimmery formulas. I don't know why this palette has called my name, because this is definitely not my color scheme. If you guys know me, it's definitely not my color scheme. But I have wanted it since it came out, and it might be because I have had super good luck with BH Cosmetics in the past. I love their Weekend Festival palette. I love their It's My Ray Ray palette. I really love their formula, so I had to pick that up. And next I got this. This is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Cool Glow Highlighting Kit. This is what this guy looks like. You know, I didn't have to pick this up because I have highlights that look like this all over in my highlight collection, which you guys will see probably next week. But it was sealed on both sides. It wasn't touched. It was still in mint condition, and it was $4. And highlight is my weakness. If you cannot tell by this haul, highlight is my weakness. So highlights and palettes. So I picked it up because it was $4. And if it's poop, then I give it to my daughter. I'm okay with that. And then the last thing I got was this. It is an Anastasia Beverly Hills blush trio, and it is in, when we talked about the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, I told you that these were on Beauty Steals, and you could get them for $18 versus the regular price $30, but don't do that because you could always find them at Marshall's and TJ Maxx. You can. This guy cost me $10, and it's in pristine condition. These are the shades in this palette. We have 3 shades. They are Nectarine, Ginger, and Miami. Miami being the bright orange color, of course. And these are tones of blush that are kind of right up my alley. I do love a darker tone blush, but when I'm not using a darker tone blush, I do typically steer towards peaches. So for that more neutral look to my face, or more natural look to my face. So I was super excited to find this guy, and it was $10. So in total for the 3 of these guys, I spent, I bought a Coke too, but I spent about $26 for all 3 of these things. And then, you know, of course, my Sephora haul that cost a lot more than that. That is the end of the items that I picked up in March. I did just purchase some stuff from Ulta from the 21 Days of Beauty that will be being shipped to me. I do a lot of my shopping online. So that will go into my next month's haul, even though I kind of paid for them this month. Kind of. It's on a credit card, so I'll pay for it next month. So anyways, those will be in my next month's haul, and I am super excited with the things that I picked up this time. What did you guys haul in March? Are you in a no-buy or a low-buy mindset? Did you pick up anything? I'm not going to beat myself up for the things that I did pick up this month, but I do know that I need to slow down. The whole point of my mindset was just to slow myself down. Although I feel like I've done really well this year. Looking at some videos from last year, like I had haul after haul after haul after haul on my channel all the time, and they weren't all just small hauls. They were all pretty large hauls. These are small hauls that I picked up all throughout the month of March, and I'm just doing one video, and it's not an 80-minute video, so we're in a good place. I really am proud of how I am spending this year. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate you clicking on my video. I know that you don't have to, so it warms my heart that you do. I hope that you enjoyed this video, or myself, enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel. I would love to see you in the comments section of my videos, and I do post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Sunday, depending on my work week. I also hope that you like this video enough that you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. It really does help our videos out here in the YouTube world with all the algorithms that they decide to change on a regular basis. Thank you guys again for joining me. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and until next time, bye guys. Hi guys, welcome back to my video. Welcome back to my video. Okay. Take 15.